Which one? Let's see what time we end. Perfect. It would be much easier, certainly, that way. I'm going to have people talk from the rabbinical side, and I'll talk from the cantorial
Is
side.
the microphone on? Is the microphone on?
It is on. Not that I need it. If everybody would start to take their seats, and we'll just do a quick count. It's 7 p.m., and I know where my children are. Mr. Esrig, could you get an official count from the people at the desk in front? We're good? Good evening. Good evening to the Zeilers. What? Yeah, absolutely. Always. I'm consistent. You're here, huh? I may be willing to pay. You never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as we get settled, we will begin. We have our quorum this evening, and I thank you all very much for coming. What? I have to stand in the middle? I thought we're full. Are we doing the whole beaver with the light? Welcome, for those of you on live stream. Good to not see you. It's good to almost be able to see you. All right, and we shall begin. We have several things this evening that we needed to discuss, and several to vote. Excuse me? Okay, we'll try this again. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for those of you who are on live stream this evening. We're very happy that you were able to attend our membership meeting. It has not been the easiest scenario to create, but I'm so happy to see as many people here as we have, and I'm sure we have plenty of people watching from above, or at least from live stream. We have a couple of items tonight that we were going to vote on, a couple of updates that we would like to bring. So we'll try and move this on so we can get things accomplished that we need to in a fairly quick but concise meeting. So first I would like to call Mimi up, and Rich Alpern will join her. But Mimi is going to announce the officers for this upcoming year, and then we will take a vote. Rich will lead us with that, and I would just like to say that this will be one of the last official actions that Rich will be doing as second vice president. We will miss him, but only in title. He is going nowhere. I can guarantee that. So, Rich, thank you for everything that you've done and continue to do.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be standing up here again and looking at people down in the audience. We're getting there. On behalf of the nominating committee, it gives me great pleasure to present the slate of offices for 2022 for 2023. President Robert Shanaeny.
No, she means I'm continuing. No applause yet.
First Vice President Stu Smith. Second Vice President Stuart Conboy. Treasurer Stephen Julis. Financial Secretary Paul DeBuff. Recording Secretary, Lana Brock. Okay.
Does anyone from the floor wish to make a nomination for any of the officers? Dan?
Move nominations be closed.
Second? Okay. All in favor? Right, no, that was to close the nominations. Now, usually, Lana, you're going to cast the vote? Okay, the officers are now elected.
I now would like to announce the 5 people who will be trustees for this 2022, well, it's 3 years, 2025. Rich Alpern, Roz Mayer, Stephen Rubin, Ruth Smith, and Francis Winters.
Does anyone from the floor wish to nominate someone else to be trustee? Good. Is there a second? Okay. All in favor? We need a vote, Lana. You? What do you vote? Good. All right. The trustees are here now, are duly elected.
I'd just like to, before we close, or I close, I would also like to thank the nominating committee who spent hours, were so conscientious and exceptional in their contribution to presenting this slate. The committee consisted of Jill Weiser, Phyllis Glotzer, Debbie Zeiler, David Luria, Stu Conboy, and Stephen Julis. They did an outstanding job. Thank you.
Can you tell me what trustees these 5 are replacing?
I will do that right now.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I would like to thank the following trustees who will be stepping down. That would be Joe Esrig, who will remain as co-president of the Men's Club, Rich Barbash, and Carol Rossmer. And we thank them for their service and their attentiveness and all they've done for the shul. And I'd like to personally welcome Stu Conboy and Steve Julis to the board. May this be the beginning of something that will continue for a long time. So thank you all for your service. I'd now like to call Stu Smith up. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I woke you, Stu.
Oh, okay.
Come on up.
My wife said you can't see me on live stream.
No. For those on live stream, Stu is making his way up to the beamer.
All right. All right. Dude, you gotta talk into the microphone, or the live stream can't hear you. Okay. Thank you for the tutelage. I'd like to make a motion that we to approve the disbursement of up to $250,000 to meet normal operating costs subsequent to July 1st, 2022, until a budget for fiscal 2023 is approved by a congregational vote.
We have a second. We have a motion on the floor. Is there any question, conversation? If not, we will call the vote. All those in favor of passing the motion, please signify by raising your hand. Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is passed unanimously. Thank you, Stu.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call Rabbi Weiner up. We're going to do a religious overview. We've got some interesting things that we want to make sure everybody is aware of and give you an idea of where we are moving forward. And this is his podium. I'm moving.
Good evening, everyone. Before we begin, I'm going to ask you all to please rise and turn to page 25. Okay, good. I was going to say, because you fell for that one after all this time. Welcome, and thank you all for being here with us tonight. Against my better judgment, I'm going to keep my report uncharacteristically brief.
Applause is okay.
I'm about to say, I was going to submit that for a vote, but we'll just go with it, okay? First, I want to report to you, just very briefly this evening, the success of our daily Minyan on Zoom. We are getting a wonderful response each evening and on Sunday morning. Many of those who are with us today and joining us via the miracle of live stream have been regular attendees or infrequent attendees of our daily Minyan. We thank you for your support of our daily services. We decided back in the late spring to continue the Minyan on Zoom throughout the summer, and we'll be reassessing that right after the high holidays, and we'll be in touch with the congregation through our various communications to let you know what we're deciding. I want to continue to encourage your support of our daily Minyan, and thank you in advance. Shabbat services are going quite well. We were fortunate to be one of the first congregations to resume in-person Shabbat morning services after the beginning of the pandemic. We went into a hiatus during the second wave. We've remained open for Shabbat morning services since, and we continue to encourage your participation at our in-person Shabbat services. Last Friday night, for the first time since before the pandemic, we held one of our summer Shabbat Under the Stars, our outdoor Friday night services in the backyard of Fran and Richard Winters. Big success with 31 people in attendance. I want to thank Fran and Richard for hosting the event this past Shabbat. We will be adding a new one to the calendar at the request of those who participated. Please look for information. We'll be looking towards mid to late July for the next event. We hope to have at least 3 over the summer. As of Friday, July 1st, Cantor Weiss will be beginning a new schedule with the congregation. Through negotiations between the Cantor, the HR committee, and approved by the Board of Trustees, the Cantor will be moving into a transitional year, his final year with the congregation. He will be with us for all holidays during this last year, and be with us approximately twice a month, or 2 Shabbats a month, as opposed to his previous schedule of being here every Shabbat. And we feel that this is an opportunity for us to rededicate ourselves to lay participation, which has always been a hallmark of religious life in the congregation, as well as explore our options for the future. And indeed, to help fill the gaps, we'll be welcoming a new rabbinic intern, Samuel Vingron, from Berlin, Germany, who's studying in Israel right now and will be concluding his rabbinical training at the Jewish Theological Seminary of America, starting in the fall, and we look forward to introducing to the congregation. As of Thursday, high holidays are but 90 days away. To get ready, the high holiday ticket applications and information mailing is being prepared as we speak, mailed out to the congregation a little bit later on this week. We have to review your high holiday ticket application information, and please return it back to the office as soon as possible so that we can fully prepare for the high holidays. We look forward to your in-person attendance of our high holiday services this year, and as they have been for the past 2 years, high holiday services will also be live streamed as well. In this way, we hope to meet the differing needs of our community. As always, we look forward to your support and cooperation and your suggestions as well. Thank you for being here this evening. Good evening. It's good to see you all in person. Look forward to more opportunities to see everybody in person, God willing, throughout the summer. Thanks.
Thank you, Rabbi. I would like to call Wayne Zeiler up next. Wayne is a key part of what he's going to be talking about, as he had begun the drive to accomplish what we have, and he will explain in his presidency. So Wayne, if you would please talk about the Bergen County Synagogue Alliance.
I would be happy to. Thank you, Rob. Good evening, everybody. Glad to see everybody today. And out there in the TV land, welcome as well, and way in the back. So a couple of years ago, we started talking with the other synagogues in the area. As you know, we had some activities together. We had a cabaret night. We had the synagogues come here for a Friday night and an Oneg Shabbat, and those were successful. Of course, the pandemic hit, and we all had to go our own ways and deal with our own issues that we had to deal with going forward. Well, the time has come. We've had some conversations with the synagogues in the area, and we now have 6 of us that are involved, and we are calling ourselves under the umbrella of the Bergen County Synagogue Alliance, so that when we do activities together, it's all of us together, not just one of us that are doing those. For example, with community affairs, the different social action community affairs got together, and we did the river cleanup about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and that was in coordination together. We have some other activities that we're going to be looking to do in the future, including, I think in September, October timeframe, we'll be having a picnic between all the shuls, and it should be a lot of fun. And just so everybody knows, the synagogues that are currently involved, it's of course us, the Fairlawn Jewish Center, Temple Beth Shalom, Temple Ridgewood Jewish Center, Glenrock Jewish Center, and Temple Emmanuel in Woodcliff Lake. So it's nice that we're doing these things together, and we'll keep on giving announcements out as they come along. So it looks good that we're working together. It's a good opportunity to meet other Jewish families and work together for our own common benefits. Thank you.
All right, any questions? Beth? Yes, it is Franklin Lakes, but I was told never to correct the past president. I was told that by the past president, so thank you, Beth. Well, somebody did. So we're very excited about this because we are really trying to create a larger Jewish community, especially in this section of Bergen County. We're all within a 15, 20-mile radius of each other, and we all have so many things in common. We're all trying to thrive as we can in our individual synagogues, and I think you will see more and more coming out of this group in a cooperative effort. So thank you very much for that. I'd like to call up now Amy to talk about the Hebrew School. We've just ended the year, and Amy is going to give us a little insight into what's going on going forward.
Thank you, Rob. Sorry, I'm not tall enough.
You want to stand here, Amy? That'd be easier. Come over here.
Yeah, I broke it. Thanks, Rob. You can fix it while I'm here.
Perfect.
I wanted to thank you for the chance to talk. In line with what Wayne was talking about, we created the Community Hebrew School of Bergen County with the Fairlawn Jewish Center. It's been active for 2 years, and I say very successfully. We started out in the era of COVID, so it was almost all Zoom with some outdoor activities. This past year, we did indoors most of the time, a little bit on Zoom, and it's been working really, really well. The Board of Education consists of 3 of us from Paramus, 3 from Fairlawn, and it's really, we're working cooperatively very, very well. Next year, we look forward to in-person everything. We're alternating between our synagogue and the Fairlawn Jewish Center, and that's really working out well as additionally. If you know of any kids who are interested in Hebrew school, or parents, grandparents who are interested in sending their children. We're welcoming people from outside the two synagogues as well. So we're looking forward to an exciting year, and we hope more people will join us. Thank you.
All righty, next I would like to call up our incoming second vice president, Stu Comboy. Stu and Joe Esrig head up our security committee, and there are two specific topics we wanted to update you about. One is the Homeland Security grant that we received and are working on currently, and the other would be a new security measure known as the Gabriel system that I just want Stu to inform you of and let you know what's going on with that. Thank you, Stu.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for the honor to be able to serve as the second vice president. I truly appreciate it. Some very quick updates about what Rob spoke of. We've applied for a second grant. We have not heard back on that yet. We should hear sometime in July or August. The grant we did receive already, we've submitted the environmental study that's required, but some questions came back from the feds because the building is so old that were not on the original application. Those questions will be responded to this Wednesday. It's moving along right on time, and it really is only moving along right on time because of so much hard work by Rita Greenberg. So thank you so much, Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
The Gabriel panic alarm system, we will be receiving that soon. It's a on-the-wall panic alarm system that you can push. It's the same as a fire alarm, except when it's activated, it sends for the police. The interesting thing with this system is that it has also a cell phone app that can alert you that it's gone off, or you can set it off from your cell phone, but only when you're within a mile of the shul. When set off, it automatically sends all 10 surveillance camera feeds to the police department. They can see those 10 camera feeds immediately. And then also, one of its best features, and unfortunately its best feature, is it has an automatic gunshot detector. So if a gunshot was to go off, it would automatically activate itself to the police. The Federation, the North Jersey Federation, received a very generous anonymous gift of $1 million for the first 25 shuls to receive this Gabriel Protects panic alarm system and have it installed and serviced for the first year for free. We were one of the 25 we were able to get in. Lastly, the Federation just announced this week that on July 7th, they're going to have a known as a Stop the Bleed class. It's training for when someone receives a traumatic injury, how to stop heavy bleeding right away, using such things as a tourniquet. And I would highly recommend that everyone register and take the class, because it's just phenomenal knowledge to have here at the shul, but also in your personal lives. On this week's bulletin, we'll be pushing out how to register for the class. And lastly, I just want to thank the security committee. The work you've done over the last year has been incredible. There's been all the accomplishments that have been done is only because of the hard work of the entire team. And that would be Joe Esrig, Rob Chani, Stu Smith, Wayne Zeiler, Shel Smith, and Jill Weiser. And I can't thank you enough.
So as we go along and we fill this grant, you'll be seeing some changes both internally and externally around the temple. Obviously, because they are security measures, we don't want to make a big statement regarding them. We'd rather people be surprised. But keep your eyes open and your ears open, and you will be seeing changes in the not too distant future. So thank you very much, Stu, for all your hard work in regards to that. I also would like to make an announcement, and a lot of this, or some of this, came out of the very successful Friday night event we had at the Winters this past week. And starting in July, I'm not sure exactly which weekend we'll start, but we will start to have kiddishes outside, excuse me, the social hall on the Spring Valley side of the building. What we will do is we will basically close the building in the front. We'll have our security in the back. We will still keep things very, very tight, to be honest with you. We want to continue to be careful, but we will have individual beverages. We'll have individual food for people to take. And we hope people will stay and enjoy themselves. And hopefully, barring anything unforeseen, this will start to move us forward as we go into the new year. So if you have any questions, please let Rita know or myself, and we'd be happy to fill you in. Rabbi, I think you wanted to make one other announcement.
Friends, we want to take a moment to note with great sadness the passing of our longtime synagogue employee and dear friend, the late Paula Javits, longtime director of the Paramus Hebrew Nursery School, later the Dora and Sidney Miller Early Education Center. Paula served our congregation with distinction for many, many years. Many of your children attended the preschool. She really raised 2 generations of Jewish children in this community. And really, we note with great sadness her passing. I had the opportunity to speak with Bob Javits, Paula's husband, before the meeting today, and he was very appreciative that the synagogue sent out an email. And I'm just mentioning this because people asked me when I was coming in. I spoke with Bob. He asked that donations in Paula's honor be directed to our congregation. So I want to make sure you're aware of that. And he appreciated the support of the congregation during this difficult time. On a happier note, I want to take this opportunity to once again extend the greetings of the congregation Mazel Tov to Harlan Cohen and Lori. Some of you know that their son, Gabe, was ordained as a rabbi. He's now my new colleague, and will be taking up his responsibilities in a few weeks as the assistant rabbi at Temple Emmanuel in Closter. And I look forward with great anticipation to the tremendous contributions it will make to Klal Yisrael in general and our Bergen County Jewish community in particular. And so it's a great pleasure for me to see our young people grow up and do tremendous things for the community. So we'll look forward to that. Mazel Tov.
There's a rumor Lori will be writing a book, My Son the Rabbis, but that is just a rumor. Also, I'd like to make everybody aware of the fact, if you haven't noticed, that we are trying to put Goodwill and Simchas into our weekly announcements. So if there is anything that you would like to share with us, please feel free. Things such as the birth of a grandson to Cantor Weiss. There have been many graduations that are occurring, and we're always having grandchildren born and named. So please keep that information coming. We always love to hear good news. If there are no other questions, that is what we had on the agenda for this evening. If anybody has any questions or anything they would like to mention at the moment, if not, then we will call the meeting. If I have a motion to end the meeting, and a second from Ruth. Okay, all those in favor? Okay, I thank you all so much for coming in person and on live stream. And we hope to see you all at Minyan at 8 o'clock, and we will be Zooming it this evening since we will have time to get home before it begins. So thank you all very much. And again, please, any questions you may have at any time, do not hesitate to bring them to Rita or my attention, and we will address it, and we would love to hear your input and ideas. So thank you all very much. Have a great summer, and stay healthy, please. Thank you. Thank you.